Hello, Cancer. How you doing? Welcome to your energy tarot reading here on the Astroflower, going from the 27th of no 28th of October through to the 3rd of November. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a lovely time. The energies that have been coming through, yeah, we've been transforming or the energy's been transforming, and creating a. It's like preparing to start manifesting in your life. Okay, and looking at your energies that you have going on for you at the moment, it's a lot of combinations that are mainly on your relationship side. So it may well be that that's sort of flowing through you, but you would have seen that on the energy update, and we will be going into how that's affecting your flower, the petals within your flower later on. But first of all, let's just bring up the Astro flower. And let's see what sort of messages we get, and see what happens with the in regards to the tarot cards as well. So with the overall energies that are coming through you, it's plays. I think you're orientated towards your home life, your spiritual or your emotional side of life, where it's this it's like it's a desire for things to work and be consistent, and just to be and have a certain routine as well in life, and getting into that routine. And I think there's a desire from within you to create that within your life, and it's across the board. It's not just with another person, it's also with family, friends, community. It's also just doing things, little projects at the house and stuff like that. On your financial side, there's a moment of reflection going on in your financial side, and it could be a case of that you've already got a job or you've already got a business, and it may be a case here that this week here is opening up ideas about where you want to take that job or that business, in what sort of direction you want to take it. And it seems like you're allowing a lot of things to come into your life. So it'd be interesting to see what the influencing sort of energies are sort of coming in through that, and see what the cards that play out for that. So, but in you, I think even on both sides, it's looking for consistency within your life. And I think that's what you're putting out there. Yeah, look at that. Happiness after difficulty. That's actually brilliant for you, really. I think I do think that's what you're putting out there. I think, as I said, you've had maybe a stressful last month or 2 months in emotional, but I don't think it's bad stress. I think it's been very busy for you, very, very sociable, which has been great, but it's not been concrete enough. There's not a rhythm enough into it. There's one thing after another, but without being a rhythm. And now I think it's playing into you, where you're looking for that. You're looking for that happiness after difficulty sort of scenario. And I don't think it's been particularly difficult for you. Could well have been for some of you, but generally, I think now it's moving on to something that's a lot more sort of consistent. Let's just see what's going on. The karmic path here is definitely sort of like there's a decision sort of kind of going, no, this is how I want life. And it seems to be very much like that for most water signs, got to be said, at the moment. And it's, in order to get that life, we've got to go via that. And that seems, go via that, having that house in the right place, location, where it is. Also having the people that are around you, the activities that you do, the consistency, the clubs you go to, the yoga classes or whatever it is, having a certain consistency which provides joy, perpetual joy in your life. And I think it's very fixed on your karmic path about how to do that, on your connection to the universe, or to the people that are around you in regards to coincidences and so forth. Here, very similar to Pisces, actually, funnily enough. And it's there is a degree of choosing who to let into your life. It's not sort of like shutting anybody out. I don't get that at all. I get, you're going to be very sociable, very nice to people, but there's only going to be a few people that you're going to be allowed them to get a little bit closer to you emotionally, as it were. And I think that's because you don't have time to mess around. That's the feeling I get out of that as well. And on your past, your past is now sort of waning away, as it were, sort of like the constant changes that are waning away and now getting a little bit more sort of consistency. And it's like a leaf of a book, a page of a book that is turning for you. And in your future self, it's like, should I say homestead? That's the feeling I get out of it. It's almost as, it's like there's a lifestyle that you're envisioning within you, and this is all about preparing for the manifestation. And preparing is also through communication, and this is possibly where you need to communicate with particular people, not with everybody, but choosing who you communicate your ultimate desires for your future will help you to manifest your desires in the future. What's the lesson that comes out this week? It's you're the one you have total control over your life. We don't have control over other people's life, but you have total control over your life. And it's now being, I don't want to say responsible about your choices, because I don't think you are irresponsible. Could be sometimes. But, I don't think it's totally irresponsible. And I just think here is like you're taking it more seriously. That's that's the sort of feeling I get out of it on the lessons that come out of that week here. So yeah, it's taking life a little bit more sort of seriously. Yeah, your karmic path here, you get the death and rebirth, happiness after difficulty, absolutely beautiful for you, really. And your karmic path here is sort of saying, if we want this lifestyle, this is what we've got to go into. This is what we've got. We can't go via via the Shetland Islands. Can't go via the other side of the world in order to get there. This is where we've got to go. This is what's got to happen in our life. And I think that is a clear decision that's becoming really clear for you. And it becomes very obvious about where you should be going. On your connection with the universe and the people that are around you, marriage card. But it is combining your plan with another plan. And this could be this homestead idea of, maybe it's like, you're buying a property with someone else to build something, or, you're working with someone else in a property. Whatever it is, it seems like there's a combination of what you want and what another person want or other people want that corresponds to you, and it makes for a very good marriage. It's the way of bringing like your two of wands, your plan for your life, and the two of wands of another, or the world around you, or it could well be just life. And it is a celebration. It's going into a whole new paradigm. Yeah, from the past, you get the Seven of Pentacles. As I said, I think you're letting go of the past and you're turning a page, and now you're nurturing your new future. And this is where you have a total control over everything. It's, if you don't water the plants, obviously they're not going to grow, because it's growing in a greenhouse. And so you've got to make sure that they're warm. You've got to make sure they've got enough sunlight, and you're choosing that, and how to do that. And out the top there, you get the Four of Cups, streamlining something into an ultimate goal. This is your future sort of side here, and it could ties into that. In order to go after this whole new sort of way of living, well, it's not a whole new way of living, but it's certainly an attitude from yourself, and the way you take things in is going to help you to streamline your future, so you go after the energies which is the best for you. And the funny thing is I think we will be looking at, when we come to the elements, we're going to be looking at this crossing point here. And I think this is really important, this crossing point here between these four cards here. And we'll be looking at how the energies the vibrations are affecting you and that sort of thing. You get the Eight of Swords on the lesson that comes out of this sort of week here. And it is being very particular about how, and I think there's a certain degree of, it's not immovable sort of ideas or position for yourself, but I do believe there is a certain degree that you shouldn't be accepting everything into your life. It is, you're only accepting in the things, you should be only accepting in the things that really work for you. So I wouldn't, I wouldn't just throw caution to the wind this week at all. I would take control about what you're putting out there is what you're going to get back. And it does look like you are putting out and nurturing a really good future for you. Let's just see what's going on that financial side. On your karmic path here, as I said, I think you're letting things come into your life. Your karmic path is tied very much to the past. It's almost as if, like, you've got a job or you've got that business that's ticking over. It's ticking over. It's, it may not be doing fantastically. It may be not doing particularly well. But, it's ticking over. And it's in place, or the job's in place, or the project's in place. And now it's a case of kind of sort of saying, okay, I really want to take it to the next level, but I need a little bit of input from the outside world in order to sort of see which is the best direction to take it. And for your connection for the universe, that is bringing a lot in here, and it's bringing it to that. I think it's through a decision or through a connection on the outside world, a decision that you make to engage with, maybe another person or a company or other projects. It could be like that, you've got a certain project that you want to do, and there's a festival, a local project for a festival local, and you can sort of like combine your project with their project, and it makes for a good combination. That's the sort of image that I get from it. From the past there, your past is sort of like, it's there, it's not going anywhere. And this is where I'm sort of kind of saying, it almost feels like things are a little bit stagnant on that sort of side this week here. But when it is stagnant, it's much easier to see what's going on and what works the best for you. And I think this is, from your past, it becomes a real clear reference for how you take things on in the future. And when you do, if you do allow life into your career path, there is a real mission that is coming in, but it's according to the decisions you're making. So it's in this section here, this transformation between the two. And we will see that on the elements as well. That's quite funny. Let's see what the lesson that comes out of this week here. I wouldn't, it's like, I get like a walk on part. It's like being part of the furniture. Don't just be part of the furniture. I think that's the sort of thing it's sort of saying here. Why tick over a business that doesn't really get you the results? It stops you from sort of like going hungry and everything like that, but it doesn't really bring you in the exciting vibration. And so why accept for that? More likely to, this is where you could gamble a little bit, I guess, but it's not really gambling, but it's inserting the passion you want in order to get the good results for you. On your karmic path, you get the King of Cups. Very good card for you, by the way. And yes, I think you've already decided. I think there's you're already in place. It's very stagnant. You're not really going anywhere. It's calm waters and what have you. But there's a lot of work. If you can see here, there's a starfish there. It's just like the King of Cups is doing a lot of work under the surface. And I think this is karmically what you're doing here. I think the work's already been done on your relationship side, and now you should be sort of like heading towards that and nurturing that opening for you. And you're doing the preparation work on your financial side, opening the doors. And then you get the King of Wands. Huge amount of connection to the outside world. As I said, there's someone that comes into your life, or a company, but it really coming into your life. It's really being connected into you, and it's bringing in that, and it's bringing in a lot of passions into your life, which is, you will see with your elements, is really important for you. But very regal position at the base. And look at that from the past. Obviously, what you're doing, I think you do enjoy. I'm not saying you're not enjoying life, but if it's not giving you the results, then it may become difficult in the future. But ultimately, if it sits well with you emotionally, morally, spiritually, all of those sort of factors, if it sits well for you, those are the parts that you need to be bringing into the future. As I said, it was like a one tower, and it is like that. That's that tower there of you being in unison with yourself. And it may be a case that you're actually in a position where you're comfortable enough to look at maybe investing money in something, or exploring projects and so forth. Just to sort of like explore life in a way. But it certainly is playing a lot more for you in your financial side. Wow. As I said, this made me laugh on this side here, because it does do the transition between the two. If you really engage it, you're going to get the results with the Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles. You've now got the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles that play together here for you on your financial side. It's the happiness after difficulty. I think it's the happiness after stagnation for you more than anything else. And things are going to really start moving on your financial side. There is no doubt about it. It's going to bring you in the resources that you need and help you to go off on a real mission. A real mission, I think. And out the top here, and this is the lessons that are coming out for this week here. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. And I think this is where it's asking you to, and this is what I was trying to say earlier on, not necessarily what you do is not enjoyable or not fantastic. It's just asking you to push it further and to reach and be the highest version of yourself. And when you do that, that's when I think the mission becomes very, very evident. I'm going to put a few cards on the energies that are coming through here. But before we do, let's just go see what's happening on the energies and seeing how it's affecting these reading here and the petals in particular. So here we have the sun from last week. We were talking about the energy updates. If you haven't seen the energy updates, please do go and see them. There was a filament energy that just erupted there. That's all to do with that water energy, which you can see snaking across the sun. There's been quite a few eruptions in regards to filament energies in our direction. So that's reinforcing that emotional side of life. But it also has the earth energies. And I think the earth energies, their power has been a little bit masked in a way. And I think it's going to become a lot more important for us as we go on in the next few days. Certainly over through to the middle of the week, middle through to Wednesday or Thursday this week. And then, because as I was saying in the energy update, there was going to be an eruption on the sun on Thursday, Friday and Saturday. Did it happen? Whoa, it did happen. It happened on Thursday early morning GMT UK time, and it happened on the incoming limb. So this is what's turning in our direction, and I think it will keep erupting. And I think by Saturday or Sunday or Monday, we will get Earth-directed eruptions. See that in the energy update? If that does, it's going to be affecting a lot more fire into the system because there hasn't been a lot of fire. But because it's not actually hitting the Earth at the moment, it's just, say, like if you imagine there's the Earth, it's just going past it. When we get it in there. So it's just going past it. And as it does, it creates that friction, that static electricity that's in the air, like rubbing a balloon against something so you can hang it on something. It charges it with electricity. So I think there's a lot of air. So we're going to be looking at the combination of air, water and earth in particular within your flower. So let's just bring up your flower and see where those elements play into you of most. Obviously, you've got cardinal water that goes across the top of you, which is your cardinal water. But you do have your cardinal earth at your base as well. So this is a good combination for you. It's a very productive time, actually. And we saw that on your financial side. A very, very productive time. But we're going to be looking at how the earth and water air combination goes on more than anything else. And I will be more inclined to look at this section here, this crossover point, as I said, within your reading and see what actually happens. But also at the same time, we've got this fixed earth that goes through you and this mutable water and mutable air that comes across the top of you there. And that's that section there that I was interested in. But also, I think it's about the fixed ideas of what you should be or what you want to be doing. So let's just pull up your cards again and see what's actually happening here. So where's this crossover point here? So this is crossover point between your karmic path, your past, what you are projecting at the moment in order to create your future. So there's your karmic path there, what you're projecting into it with the Ten of Cups, and how you're sort of you're using your past to nurture it with the Seven of Pentacles, which is absolutely brilliant, with the Four of Cups out the top. Let's just see if there's a message that comes in from that vibration and see what sort of influence and help it gives us. Ten of Cups again. So yes, I think it's sort of like, if you do put it out there, if you go out there and look for your happiness, look for that homestead, look for that moment of just sheer joy, it's going to bring you some really, really good results. You have the Tower. Now, we haven't seen the Tower for ages in the readings here, and it could be a Tower moment from within you. I think the energy that does come into you, it is mutable earth and mutable air, so it could be a little bit of a surprise, I think, more than anything else. But I do think this is also, it's like the change in the belief system of regards of sort of like that sort of thing. And it could well be an offering of getting into a relationship with someone that could be a bit of a surprise. But it is, I think it's more of a change of how you engage in the world. That's what the Tower is all about, a change in the way of your belief systems within the world that works around you. And then you get the World, which is absolutely brilliant. That's an Earth energy Capricorn card there, but it has an equal amount of each element on the World there. It's also going from one dimension to another, very much in line with that sort of thing. And I think this is of a realization that comes from within you, which is combining on multitudes of different levels. That's why it makes a very good understanding, a changing of a belief system, which drives you into a completely different way of engagement in life and being very much more sort of selective about it all. Let's just see what's going on this sort of like fixed earth that comes through you, that goes through there. Yeah, it's building that mission from that past to the future, from the Two of Cups to the Ten of Pentacles. You get the Ace, you get the Knight of Wands, going off on a passionate mission. And I think you are going off on a passionate mission, certainly with this connection with either a business or a company that is around you, that is a really solid connection. And it could be about a job and etc. But let's just see what's going on between the two. And you get the Lovers between the King of Cups and the King of Wands, which is really good for you because you've got that water and fire energy, which is in this sort of section there, and marrying the water and fire between these two here is really good. So it's pushing on the outside. I think it's a case of going out there and enjoying and exploring life is going to be really important for you. And out the top there, you get the Two of Wands. As I said about the Four of Wands down the bottom there on your relationship side, the Two of Wands is about you being clear about a mission that you should be going on. But also at the same time, you have the world at your fingertips, really. And I think that's what they're trying to symbolize. It looks like a mobile phone there more than anything else. But you have the world at your fingertips. And I think there was a case of communicating with precise people about what you want in life in order to get the best out of your manifestations of what you want to be doing. And that Two of Wands there is putting into action the plan of action, which is a bit about you being drawn towards your higher version of yourself more than anything else. So there you go, Cancer. Thanking you very much for being here with us. I hope you get the best out of these readings. If you haven't seen the energy update, please do go and have a look at it. Interesting week for you. Transformation week for you. Thank you for all the support you give to this channel. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.